Here we go again, another adventure into a little known corner of Ireland where few seem to venture. I've brought along some new gear to test, hoping it'll keep me warmer at night. Really curious to see if it holds up or if I'll end up needing to invest in a new sleeping bag. My goal is to reach a waterfall I spotted on a previous camp. I thought about pitching up at the top, but is it too exposed? I'll also be brushing up on my map and compass navigation. Always a good skill to practice. I learn something new every time. And I had a chat with a local farmer. Got his unfiltered thoughts on people hiking and camping on his land. Let's see how that conversation went.
So we're off on another wild camp, heading up just to the side of Slieve and Leitrim in Leitrim, and I'm hoping to get across to Waterfall, which look really impressive from the other side. So hoping that we get there today. I'm not 100% sure whether we will. It's quite late in the afternoon now, and the sun will be going down about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I've got my Osprey ether. It's coming in at 18 kilograms. Unfortunately, I had to park further away than I wanted. I had looked to come up this track, but on inspection it's not suitable really for my car, 4x4 maybe. So I've added another 55 minutes to my journey coming up here. It's a fair old walk through the forested areas before I get out into the open, and it's straight into quite a steep little climb here. So without getting warmed up and without getting the muscles going, I can feel I'm starting to breathe a bit heavy, but that'll soon loosen out. It's a beautiful afternoon. Let's say this is a spur of the moment. Just thought I'd get out. Haven't been out for a few weeks, and it's very pleasant. You can hear the river, the brook, just to my right here. And we'll be following that up for a ways. Well, I just had a chat with a lovely farmer there named Sean. He owns the land up here. I just wanted to make sure that he was quite happy with me coming up. In fact, he said a small coach and a couple of cars gone up. Jesus, there'll be a whole posse up here now. Well, let's see if I run into them. Probably won't. It's a big mountain. But anyway, he told me a little bit about it. Plenty of places up here to camp, and he was saying that there's a couple of good waterfalls, and that's what I'm aiming for. It's a lovely afternoon. I just hope I have enough time to get up this stretch, and then once I'm beyond the path, out into the open and across the mountains, because the waterfall's on the other side. Now, it's in one of my other videos, and I'll link it, where I came up on the opposite side of this mountain in Slieve and I could see it in the distance. It was a lovely day, or a lovely evening should I say, and I thought, gosh, that looks great. One day I'm going to get back and take a look at that. I've just had one walk in between and I'm heading back there. You know, when you've got a target, it gives you something to aim for. And so it was easy to decide today, get the kit together and get out there. Now once I get to the top here, I'll get the map out. I'll show you the plan and we'll do the usual timing of sections. I'm still leaving it at 3 kilometers an hour pacing, because I know up here it's very heathery, usually quite boggy and tough going. I don't expect this side of the mountain to be any different to the far side, so I'm going to give myself a little bit extra time. The time is something that's not on my side this afternoon. The sun will be going down in a couple of hours. Still has some way to go, but then again, so do I. But it's looking beautiful up there, and I'm already working up a big old sweat here. So it's a heavy old pack, but it's sitting well on my hips. I want to get into the stride of this. I don't think I'm going to feel it too hard. He says puffing and panting, but that'll go. I asked Sean, the farm owner, if he wanted to be on camera, but he politely declined. You know, very politely. I mean, I wouldn't put anyone on camera if they didn't want it. But yeah, he's a nice guy. He knows a bit about the mountains. I should have asked him more, to be honest. Is it nice to have a few stories and a bit of history, but I'll try and find him on the way down, because he said he'll be in the shed there tomorrow. I'll try and get a bit more information.
I did manage to meet up with the landowner, Sean, again the next day. This time he was happy to have a word on camera.
You're the local landowner here,
Yes.
up on Leitrim Ireland.
Correct, yes, Mike.
And would you own all of that land there?
Yes, I do.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Yes.
Jesus, you're a rich man then.
No.
I'm glad to know you there, Sean.
Yes,
Anyway.
yes, Mike.
I've been up walking across to the waterfall, and we had a chat, didn't we, yesterday?
Yes,
there,
we
Sean?
had, Mike,
Would you
now.
be up there on all sorts of weathers?
Yes, all sorts of weather, Mike. All
yeah.
sorts, hail, rain and snow.
Good man.
Hail, rain and snow.
And what do you think of people coming out and
Nice
camping there?
people, lovely people.
You don't mind? You don't mind people
I
going
don't
up?
mind, Mike, no.
No, because you
No,
do
don't
get a
know.
lot of landowners, like
Correct.
over in Sligo, wouldn't
Yes,
like it.
yes, yes.
Maybe there's too many people.
That's right, no, we don't mind them who are around here now,
No.
they do no harm.
No, there's
And
no
the
mess,
road up.
and I don't see any mess up there at all. So
That's
anyone who's
right.
been there has
Correct.
took everything away,
Yes,
so it's
yes.
good. You're going to head off in the quad there in a
Yes,
few
and
minutes
the
now.
quad now, and a few
Huh?
minutes when I put on this bag for lambing.
Ah, right.
No.
And would there be lambing soon?
They will in the, after Patrick's Day, St. Patrick's Day.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean, it's been a pleasure
That's
meeting you
grand,
anyway.
Mike. Thanks,
And I'll-
Steve
if you
Neal.
don't mind, I'll be coming up there again
That's
a few
grand,
times.
Mike. We'll see you again.
Okay,
Help
thank
God.
you, Sean.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good
Bye-bye.
luck. Well, I broke my own rule of be bold, start cold. Mind you, I thought I was cold down at the bottom, but very quickly warmed up. So instead of getting very sweaty, it'll take a few minutes just to adjust. I've got 2 litres of water. I'm not sure if I need that really. If I find the river or the stream and the waterfall I'm aiming for, I've probably overdone it, but we'll see. Well, that's the crowd that I was expecting to see up on the mountain. Looks like they changed their mind. Well, looks like I got the mountain to myself again, which is great. Oh wow, that's great. I mean, you got your head down, you're hiking up, can't see much, and then you turn around and then you have that view. I don't believe it. See another person coming down. It's like Piccadilly Circus for Leitrim. You never see this. First time I've ever seen people up on these hills. And into the fancy track just up there at the gate. Well, the pace has certainly slowed down here. I was doing a lot of leg work in the gym this week, and I probably should have not done the last session. I'm feeling it. It's a beautiful evening though. I think we'll have the sun with us for a bit longer today, because there isn't a cloud in the sky, or hardly any wispy things, which is a good thing at the speed I'm going at. But I do know when that sun does go down, it's going to be a cold night, and so I want to be settled somewhere before then. Always been careful to close all the gates, they're there for a reason. I thought coming up that track it'd take me about 53 minutes. But I just checked it and it's 47, so my pace was a little bit better than I expected going up there, but I was giving myself a little bit of leeway as I'm just starting off the hike. So that's Loch Allen. Over there in the distance there we can see a whole load of wind turbines, and to the right of that is a place that I'd camped previously, so that will be Loch Strand, and that was a lovely little camp. But you can see how beautiful it is this evening. We've come up this pathway and we're just about here now, where I'll be taking a bearing off in this direction. Once we get there, we'll be going down this ridge and we're coming across to the right to this stream, and that's where I hope to pick up the waterfalls. Just to show you on the plan, I said I'd take 55 minutes. I took 47 to get from the road to this point here. So now I'm going to take a bearing of 040. I'm going to be heading along the side of the hill for 1600 meters. It equates to 31 minutes. 200 meters rise, that's 20 contours, and for a minute for each contour it's going to take about 51 minutes to get from here across to there. Now I'll know when I'm there because the land will be sloping off to the left of me all the time as I'm getting to that point, but once I get to that point it'll be sloping off to the left and sloping off to the right, and the time in there on my watch should say I'm at that point. I'll set my compass for 040. I get the magnetic needle in its housing and I'm heading off in that direction, and the first point that I can see is that tuft just on the horizon. Now once I get to that I'll pick another point to head for. Okay, let's go. I've just come over that ridge. I'm looking for my next spot to aim at. So I'm still on 040. The needle in the housing and bring that up, and the furthest I can see is that little black piece of bog. The heather's starting to get a little bit longer, but it's not too bad. It's actually so far much easier than walking than over the other side of the hill. Over in that direction is leaving here a mass rock. That's where in times gone by when the Catholic faith was banned in Ireland, people used to have mass in secret. We're on track, aiming for the middle there, and we can see the land falling away to the left on all sides, not on all sides, falling away to the left and rising to the right. So far I know I'm on track. There must be English sheep. The cross of St George on their back. I don't think so though. In the middle of Ireland. This has been gradually rising ground for a while now. Sneaky. I'm gonna fall down there. Gradually rising ground for a little while now, and it's just about to get steeper for a bit. So that should be on the map. We can see on the map where my thumb is. Contours are evenly spaced apart, gently rising. And just where my thumb is there now, you can see them getting closer together again. And if we look up there, we can see that it is getting steeper. So all good indications that I'm where I'm expecting to be. Oh, that's a nice spot. Very tempting. Sheep have flattened it nicely. But I think we'll keep going for a while longer. So this is the bog outcrop I was aiming for. Get over the top and then pick another spot. Well, I made a bit of an error. I've got a new watch and getting used to it. At the last stop I forgot to unpause. I've checked my map again. I've taken a look at where I believe I am, and I reckon just beyond that ridge, about 20 minutes time, it'll start sloping down and I'll be taking my next bearing heading left. It is getting dark now. It's taken me longer to get here than I was expecting. I did meet up with someone and I started talking to him for about 15 minutes. Very interesting conversation. It's nice to have a chat to people you meet up on the hills. Yeah, a lot of these cuts in the bog slowing things down, can't be helped. Pretty tough going. I'd say it's been a while since anyone's walked across this area. Looking over to the west, and beyond there is Sligo Hills. Right, so here I am at the flat part. Down to the left there is Loch Allen. The ridge I'm going to follow is going to be in that direction, falling off, and just over there we've got the falling off into the valley, and then beyond that's Ben Croy. There's a coal mining works there. It's not in use anymore, but that's what it's famous for. I'm going to go up there one day and do a pitch. But I said about 20 minutes to this spot here. It's hard to tell exactly which spot because it's so flat around here. A quick reminder, I'm at this spot here. I'm going to change to 340 degrees. It's 1800 meters and it's downhill, so I don't have to take account of the contours. but I will look at 3 kilometers now because it's still quite slow going. So 20 minutes will get me down to the point there when I should be turning right for another 10 minutes to come to the river where I'm going to be looking for a spot. But time's getting on here now, so if I find a pitch, and I can't see too many at the moment, I think I'm going to pitch up as soon as I can because I'm losing the light. Not too many spots to pitch here. It's all soggy and wet. I am hoping when I get over the top, maybe a little bit more of a slope, it starts to dry off. I don't have to get to the waterfall tonight. Looks like I've left it too late, to be quite honest, but I've got time in the morning, and if the weather's with me I can head over there then. Okay, we're just about at the 20-minute point. If I just look over this ridge, hopefully I'll see streams, and hopefully I'll find streams that lead to waterfalls. And without the helicopter in the background I could hear water. There's no place to pitch here, so I'm just going to head down there. Losing the light very fast here, so I don't want to be hanging around. Search and rescue helicopter. Let's just hope it's on a training exercise. It's not coming this way anyway, it's not after me. Timing's worked out reasonably well, apart from when I mucked up the pause on my watch. About half hour later than would be ideal, because I need to find a decent pitch and I haven't come across one yet. Well, here we go. It's one of them anyway. I'm sure that looks more impressive from down there than it does from up here. That'd be lovely to find a nice flat green spot on the banks here, but can't see one just yet. Spot will be as good as any. Not entirely flat, but there's nothing flat around here anyway, so I want to get things up and get sorted before the sun totally goes. Now I have my first use of a flextail pump. It's supposed to be very good. Haven't used it yet or tried it, but I'm going to try that now on my big Agnes Rapide and see what it's like pumping this up. Great thing about this, the reason I went for this is it's got a light. Really makes a big difference, that. But it doesn't look torchlight. I've also got myself a reflective mat. The last time I was camping I was pretty cold. I've got a Decathlon sleeping bag. Now it's supposed to have been better than it's turned out to be, but instead of buying a new one, what I thought I would do is see if I could compensate. So I've got a foam mat, and I've got down trousers and boots, and I have a down jacket as well, and maybe that will save me having to fork out on another sleeping bag. But if I do have to, I do. But anyway, tonight we will see. Not too sure what temperature it's going to get down to. There is cloud coming in here now, so it probably won't be freezing. I'm going to have to work out how to blow instead of suck, so give me a moment. Okay, finally worked it out. It's not the same way as it said on YouTube, but it must be for a different model. I seem to have done the job. I think with the pump bag I can get it a bit harder than that. We'll see, maybe it's good enough. Oh, that's nice. I think it's inflated enough. I tell you, this big Agnes Rapide is a brilliant mat, brilliant stuff in it. Makes all the difference. That's great. I got it tied up with its own USB cord at the moment. Must bring something different. I'm going to get some water from this stream, boil it up later, and use it as a hot water bottle. Yeah, it looks lovely and clear. Yeah, it's lovely clear water. Got myself a new set of gaiters. They're Italian. Grease Sport. They're fleece lined. They've been quite warm. The front doesn't quite go down all the way to the front of the boot, but I don't think that really matters. But they've been good so far. I've just been outside doing some stretching, some lunges and stretching the hamstrings. Last couple of camps I got massive cramps in my hamstrings. And my God, at the top of a mountain here now, but I can assure you they'd hear me down the bottom roaring if it happens again. It was so painful. I was told it might be electrolytes, but I forgot the electrolyte stuff. So I've just stretched. Let's hope that won't be a problem for me tonight, because it was very, very painful. It's getting cold, so I'm gonna get a brew on and get something to eat. That's me all cozy now. I've got my Decathlon down jacket, only €50 thereabouts. Really good for the price. I've got a pair of Nature Hike down pants, and I got a pair of Sun Dick down booties. Yeah, don't say anything. I don't know where they get these names from, but yeah, I found these really good already in the house. But I'm hoping that with this and with the foam insulating mat, and also I've got what have I got here? I've got a Sea to Summit Thermalite Reactor Extreme sleeping bag liner, which apparently will give you another few degrees of heat. With all of these, maybe the Decathlon sleeping bag might be perfectly good for the sort of weather that I go out in. I was hoping to get out in more extreme conditions, but then again, I've got to be careful. I haven't got all the kit just yet. I've got a helm too, and that's great, but I don't think it will go down to the real cold temperatures. But I don't know. I've seen other people using them in very extreme temperatures and seem quite happy. But I'm not sure about the sleeping bag. You really need to get a good sleep to make this camping enjoyable. And I have had good sleeps, and I've had bad sleeps, and the bad sleeps are from when I'm not warm enough. But if this doesn't do, I have been eyeing up a Ascent 900 there. I'm no expert on these, and if anyone's got any ideas, then let me know. But it's not cheap, so I'm hoping what I've invested in already will be good enough. Time to get the stove on and brew up. Is it tea or is it straight into steak? I've normally been cooking noodles and whatever, it's just been so quick. But I got myself a frying pan as well, so it must be my birthday. Yeah, it is my birthday soon enough. I'll fry up some steak tonight and see how that goes. This is a firemaple frying pan, quite light and handy. Sounds good. No, that's for Sean. He's telling me he's sick of me seeing me cook up noodles. The wind's starting to pick up a wee bit. It is scheduled for that. Shame really, I had a lovely day today. Nice great weather. Got here a little bit too late, so we didn't get to see the waterfall very clearly. And I think the weather in the morning isn't supposed to be great. Oh, I almost forgot a little packet of seasoning. Smells great. Good job there's no wild animals. I'd be spelling this and coming any wild animals are in the pubs. And most of them are my relatives. They know who they are. Also to go with it, I've got a John West light meal on the go. So tuna pasta and salad. Really nice. So But anything's going to be really nice after that walk today. That's about right. Smells lovely. Really nice. Really nice. I love these ribeye steaks. There's plenty of fat left on them, so they cook well and very tasty. I tell you, after a long hike, this is what you need. Better than noodles, hey Sean? Well, that's all the washing up done. Well, the frying pan wiped down, but that was lovely. Absolutely fantastic to have a really tasty steak. Made such a difference. So nice and cozy here at the moment. My feet are a bit cold, but everything else is warm. The wind, as you can probably hear, it has picked up quite a bit, and there is bad weather rolling in. But we'll have to wait to see what the morning brings. But it's nice here anyway, just to sit and listen. I've got my earplugs though, because the flapping of the tent tends to keep me awake. I do like to listen to rain on the tent, but wind is a different matter. I probably could have pitched the tent around a little bit more from a wind point of view, because I am getting a bit of a draft coming in from the side, and there is some gaps at the bottom of this tent. But the tent is pretty good really. It's a helm tube, plenty of space. I decided to make myself a hot water bottle for a change, and I'll be putting it in my Sea Summit dry bag. If none of this works, then it's definitely going to be a new sleeping bag. Well, unfortunately the wind's picked up quite a lot. After a couple of hours sleep, it's very hard to now. It's flapping around like that, and it's hitting the tent just where my head is, so it's really rattling. Oh dear. Yeah, the joys of wild camping. I think I'll listen to a little bit of Netflix or something for an hour and see if it calms down, or at least I'm tired enough to go back to sleep. But I'm warm enough, it's not freezing outside. The hot water bottle made a huge difference actually. Made it much warmer. But as you can see, it's flapping around quite a bit. Because it's not consistent, it's coming and going. It's enough to keep jolting you when you're trying to get off to sleep. You're almost off, and then you get another big burst of wind shaking the tent. Maybe I need a more stable tent for winter camping. My wife was saying tonight before I came out, she'll never understand this. Well, a grown man can come out and want to be in a tent. She's off in Lochran Castle with my daughter in one of the best spas in Ireland. But actually I wouldn't trade her. But I wouldn't mind the wind dying down a little bit, so I can get a couple of hours sleep. Well, it's a bit cloudy, but at least it's not pouring with rain. Irish soda. Chilly enough, breezy enough as well. I've got a clearer view of the edge, but the wind's blowing this direction, so I don't want to get too close just yet. When I get the gear together, I think I'll be heading down there. It doesn't look to be too much water in that waterfall now. Now that'll be typical. We'll take a look back up this direction. but I can see quite clearly where I came up the last time. So it was the edge of those trees, came up all the way along here, very heathery, very difficult walk in there, and I camped somewhere just about up there on that flat part, just below that rocky outcrop. And as I was coming up, I could see this gorge ravine. It looked interesting, and it still does look interesting, but it's also blooming cold here this morning. I think we'll get back in for another hour. Relax, no rush. I think this sleeping bag's got to go. Well, maybe not go, but just leave it for the summer. It's just not warm enough. But then again, the tent isn't exactly the warmest for this weather. On a warm day, this would be lovely. It's a warm day, so it's not so lovely at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure what this edge is like, so be very careful. You see the sun just bouncing off the gaps in the clouds and onto the mountains there in the distance. That'll be nice if the clouds cleared and it started bouncing off here. Let my wife enjoy Kilronan Castle and the spa. It's not as good as this. I think it's the peace and quiet and the solitude. It's not that I'm alone here, it's just that I like to be alone at times. And this is perfect. No one's going to interrupt me here, that's for sure. All packed up, one last look around. Make sure I haven't left any rubbish. Let's go and take a look at this famous waterfall that I've come all this way to see if it was really worth it. I made a meal out of that crossing, shouldn't have been that difficult, but my legs are just getting going, it's very cold. I'm not sure this is going to be as impressive as I was hoping, but it doesn't really matter. It was a good hike anyway. Just be a little bit careful here on the cliff's edge. Some strong gusts coming every now and again. Oh well, there we have it. All these hours trekking to see it. I think it was more impressive a few weeks ago when there was a lot more rain. But it's still nice. Definitely worth the trip. A lot less windy over this spot. It's a shame I couldn't have found a pitch here. Not really that much to see there at the moment. When there was a good downpour, that would be more impressive. I'd say looking down there where that sheep's just left, that would have probably been the ideal spot to have pitched last night. So there's no point in me going down any further. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to the top, take a reciprocal bearing, so it's a straightforward navigation piece. 10 minutes heading due west, near enough, and I should come to the base of the ridge, which I'll turn left and head up that for I'm not sure, 30 minutes I think, but I'll check on my plan when I get there. Anyway, put this away for a few minutes and start stretching the legs.
At this point, we're going to be heading back on a reciprocal bearing of 160 degrees. It's 1,000 metres at 3 kilometres an hour, so that's 20 minutes. And there are 5 contours going up, so I need to take these into account, so that's 25 minutes. So I'm setting my compass for 160. I need to put the needle in the dark and heading off in that direction. Now I can just see a little bump. It's quite hard to see, but I can see it on the right of the tree by a reasonable amount. Well, that's the end of another very enjoyable wild camp. If you enjoyed it yourself, then why don't you join me on the next one when I explore the old mine workings of Ben Croy Mountain in Leitrim.